What's up everybody, it's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and in this video I'm going to be continuing my Overpower Level 8 Sniper Zer0 playthrough. In the previous episode we gained access to this map, the Eridium Boneyards, in an effort to get to the Hyperion Stockade to find information about where Lilith is being held. Lilith was captured by Jack at the end of the Angel's Core sequence during the bunker episode. And now we are definitely on our way to try to get her back using Mordecai's intel here. He lets us know that we can use that little ladder on that pipeline that was there a minute ago in order to get access to the next map, which does contain the Hyperion Info Stockade. However, that map falls off and we have to then go ahead and pump the pipeline full of Eridium in order to get it to burst. And so that's what we're doing here. We have to go to 3 different pumping stations in order to pump it completely full so that we can then pop it. Now the first pumping station usually isn't that difficult. The second pumping station is more difficult, and the third pumping station more difficult than that. So just get in and out of the first pumping station pretty quickly. You shouldn't have too much trouble with that. And then the second pumping station is very easy to find. Now this pumping station is going to have several sergeant loaders and then ion loaders at the top level. And the sergeant loaders can be tough, especially since they force you into a very narrow hallway down here. And you don't want to just throw your decoy out in this hallway to deal with these guys because they'll have a very straight shot on you. So throw it to one side and then kind of scoot over to the other side to try to shoot these guys. Alright, so I think there's probably like a half dozen or so of these sergeant loaders that spawn, if I remember correctly. And then there are ion loaders up where the actual valves are. So that guy has dual snipers. I don't know if they are damage over time snipers, but I definitely want to deal with him quickly. So we caught a corrosive damage over time there. Hopefully Grim will help us outlast that, because that's very bad news. Should have some transfusion trails coming to me. Excellent. It's annoying that they don't come to you while you're in deception all of the time. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and that's bad news when they don't. We're going to kill this guy with the corrosive damage over time weapon as soon as we can. And now there are going to be some ion loaders up here for us to deal with. That one's going to go straight into his little bubble thing. Be careful with those guys up here because their shock damage over time is obviously very damaging. And beyond that, the bubble takes up a relatively large amount of space up here because there is not much space. And because of that, if you're inside that bubble, you may not be able to get out of it very easily in order to stop that damage from occurring. Now, occasionally there is a spawn of exploders that come in after you hit these 2 pumping stations, and those aren't difficult to deal with Zer0. You can just throw your deception and let them deal with themselves. It looks like they're not coming this time, but sometimes they do. So just be wary of that and mindful of it if you are playing through this second pumping station. Now strangely enough, there is a accidental, well, I assume it's accidental, swastika here at the top of this elevator. I think that's kind of weird. They obviously didn't mean to do that, and it only really comes when the elevator is forcing your perspective to shut out some of the design or texturing up there. But with the elevator, forcing you to only look at a small part of it, it does very much look like a swastika. And I assume that was accidental. There'd be no reason to actually want to put that in your game. But it is rather strange, and I'll go ahead and point it out. So this third pumping station can be very, very difficult. You can definitely get a lot of RPG loaders in here, as well as Hyperion Predators. And also, wow, that worked out very well, actually. I need to kill this guy. Hyperion Predators and Hyperion Snipers as well. And the Hyperion Snipers have a good chance to cause damage over time to you, which we already almost died to in this episode. And so we want to watch out for those. I'm just going to kill a few of the enemies in here to make sure that I'm going to be able to get in and out of this pumping station alive, because it can be very dangerous. Go ahead and kill that sergeant loader as well. I would like to kill that shield surveyor, but because it's a shield surveyor, I'm less worried than if it was a repair surveyor, because that would obviously just be flying and trying to hit me over and over again. So I can see already down there that there is a predator that has a shock damage over time launcher, and we definitely need to kill him with some haste here. So I'm just going to knock him out because he needs to die. Alright, so this third pumping station. Ordinarily, I would just mini-must fall chain in and out of here and be on my way. Unfortunately, I do not have that luxury as Sniper Zer0. So we had to take some extra precautions in order to get through this area. And I probably could have done it more gracefully than this, but I didn't want to get myself in a bad situation, so I played it extra cautiously, making sure to take out some of these enemies. This guy's backpedal was impressive. I hear another Hyperion Predator. Definitely going to get Slag and Kunai on him. Knock him down a little bit there with my Deception and Execute so that he won't have the opportunity to kill us quite as easily. And then we're going to deal with this guy. That Hyperion Spook is going to need to be dealt with as well. Caught a damage over time there, but it's a fairly weak damage over time, and we should be okay. I'm out of slag grenades though, and that is not okay. So we're going to have to get through this without those slag grenades, at least for a moment. So going to make very sure that I don't take too much damage here. I thought I had slagged that guy with my Pimpernel just a minute ago, but apparently not. Anyway, now this guy is dead. So avoiding that jet loader while he's in the air, I think that's the last enemy that we're going to have to deal with here. So it's definitely nice to be done with those enemies, because I was a little bit worried about this section. So good stuff that we were able to get in and out of here. Definitely want to pop this in order to get some grenades, and the game was very generous there. And I'm going to need a few grenades because I'm going to be executing a grenade jump very soon in order to get to Saturn a little bit quicker. I've been looking forward to Saturn because he is boar bait, and that is pretty fun to deal with most of the time. I don't know if those transfusion trails will come out to us, but I'm just going to get in this vehicle and get out of here. So, I was worried about that third pumping station. We could have got a more difficult spawn. That spawn wasn't the easiest. There were a few snipers and a few RPG loaders, or not RPG loaders, but Hyperion Predators at least. I tried to get my vehicle in there. Sometimes you're able to actually jump your vehicle inside of that and drive up the pipeline. This time it didn't work. I'm not going to spend any extra time trying to force myself into there. I'm just going to run inside of here. It doesn't save an incredible amount of time if you get your vehicle in here, but it is cool, and it does save sometimes, so I don't know. It's definitely awesome if you can do it. So we're almost to Firestone now, and if you listen to some of the, or I guess in this game it's called the Arid Nexus Badlands, but if you listen to some of the Echo recordings that are around there, you will learn that Jack is keen on bastardizing Firestone in order to possibly piss the Vault Hunters off even more, which is pretty dastardly, and it just gives you another reason not to like Jack. So we're getting up here to this area. You can actually make it pretty much all the way over to this gate in one deception, and you shouldn't really have to worry about any of those dudes. However, some of those dudes may spawn in such a place that they would be difficult to deal with, and also there can be surveyors up there that might apply a damage over time to you. So just before I head out, I'm going to pop a couple of these ammo things here, just in case it might have something useful for us, because obviously at the Hyperion Info Stockade, we may have to engage a fairly large number rather, of Hyperion personnel and loaders. So here there are going to be skags, and that rabbit skag got a good kick on me there already. We're going to try to avoid these guys here though and get a grenade jump over this gate. If we have to kill these skags, so be it, but I think we should be able to grenade jump over this, and I just barely got over it there. So this should be pretty cool. There is going to be a super big loader here that comes down. His name's Saturn. You definitely probably know who he is, but he's very easy to kill with Zer0 and a Pimpernel. So we'll get kunai on him, and then I'll try to hit him in a spot that will enable us to bore him very easily. So I missed it a few times there. It's actually easiest to do when he's still squatted down, but as you can see, he blows up pretty easily, and I've been looking forward to that a little bit during this playthrough because I think it would be pretty easy to do, and it was, and there will obviously be a super badass constructor here on this bridge for us to take out as well. Looks like Scrappy has followed us all the way up here. That's what I've named this little pup, and we'll just let him follow us. He'll probably die to these RPG loaders that are up here, but he's not going to cause too much trouble for us. I'll try to keep him aggroed here. He'll eventually fight these loaders if you lead him all the way to them. So that's pretty cool. He's both an ally and an enemy. A couple gun loaders here, and then a couple exploders, and then a couple RPG loaders as well. Oops. Definitely need to re-equip my slag transfusion grenade. That would be a mistake not to have that available. We'll kill these RPG loaders real quick. And we'll go ahead and blow up this super badass constructor as well. Definitely prudent to kill the RPG loaders before they really get cooking here. It looks like they did go ahead and kill Scrappy, those bastards. Alright. So, there is a checkpoint that you have to get to here. But after I get to this and set this off, I'm going to back out of here because there will be several enemies in there that may be tough. The Hyperion Predators are usually pretty heavy in there. And so then I'm going to climb up here and use this opportunity to deal with some of the enemies that are going to spawn down here because we have a much better vantage point and cover for taking them out from this roof. And there's going to be any number of enemies down there, including exploders, constructors, badasses, RPG loaders, etc. And just being up here and having this cover will make this a little bit easier for us. Just little, extra steps you can take here that make these enemies a little bit easier to deal with. Cool. Sergeant loader there. We'll kill him as well. And I'm just going to kill these guys before going down there just to make it extra easy on myself, basically. Because there's no real reason to make it extra difficult by jumping down there while all those enemies are already spawned and stuff. Cool. So it looks like we're more or less ready to jump down there now. Except we got one more Hyperion little guy here. And we'll kill him. And now I'm going to jump down here, head into this room, and hit this button. This will probably cause some more enemies to spawn down here, including a couple constructors. So we'll deal with the constructors with a Lyuda, because it will get us some critical ascension and take them out pretty easily. Excellent. That one was dealt with the Lyuda, and this one will be dealt with the Pimpernel. Now that I have a little bit of critical ascension, if there's anything else in my way, they're going to be blown up. But nothing else in my way. It's unfortunate that you can't walk across here. That's always irritated me. And you can't really, you can scoot around it. But then you can't get back on that. Irritating. That would save me the potential difficulty of messing with these skags in here. But they're not difficult. You can just use deception and get away from them. So now we are going to be on our way back to Sanctuary, which isn't far away if you fast travel there. And we'll be handing this quest in and then taking Claptrap back to the Eridium Blight and getting on our way to Heroes Pass. I think I'm going to fight through the section where Claptrap's at the door and says some funny things, and then that will be the end of this episode. We made it all the way up there with a good grenade jump. Excellent. And we're going to hand this in to Mordecai. Cool. Now we have the opportunity to talk to different people around Sanctuary right now, which will all give you gear and, wish you luck and stuff, but we don't have to deal with that. We're just going to head on into... Oh, no, we have to talk to Claptrap before we do that. So there's the optional objective to talk to Tanis, Zed, Scooter, Marcus, Moxie, and there's a sixth one as well. I'm trying to think who that might be. Probably Hammerlock, if I had to guess. I don't remember. But it's a great opportunity to pick up optional quest objectives if you do want it. But in this case, we're just going to talk to Claptrap and then get on our way. Excellent. So, in the Eridium Blight, we meet with Claptrap, who somehow gets there way before us, apparently. And then, maybe he has access to like a secret Hyperion fast travel, being that he's a Hyperion bot. I'm not entirely sure. Definitely prudent to stock up on ammo before we go up there, though, because we do have to fight through a fair number of enemies. So, depending on the enemy spawns up there, it may be kind of difficult, but hopefully it shouldn't be that bad. And once we meet with Claptrap, he's going to go to this huge set of doors and attempt to open them. And some very comical things are said during that time. Looks like that's, was that King Wong? Yeah, that's King Wong. He's a somewhat rare spawn. He spawns in different places. And he drops the Bada Boom, which is a very powerful launcher. So anyway, here's Claptrap. We'll talk to him. And he's going to try to open these doors for us. So this part shouldn't be that difficult as Sniper Zer0. I am going to engage them from a distance, which is a benefit of using snipers. But it takes a second for Claptrap to head on over here. And then I guess this will be the second to last episode, because I believe we'll be able to get through Heroes Pass and take on the Warrior with Jack in one episode. So that'll put me at, what, 12 episodes for the series? Which isn't that bad. I'm definitely thankful that you guys have received this series well and, you know, been active in the comments and the views and stuff like that. I appreciate it. So anyway, gun loaders are spawning now. Like I said, this particular section, I'm not expecting it to be incredibly difficult with Sniper Zer0, but it does depend on the spawns we get and what they spawn with, weapon-wise. We should be able to kill these fairly easily, though. Obviously, loaders are very vulnerable to Zer0 and Critical Ascension, so it works out pretty well most of the time fighting loaders with Sniper Zer0. You know, if you actually aim well, which I wasn't there. So, it's not incredibly quickly paced, if I remember correctly, but several volleys of the enemies can be rather chaotic, and there will definitely be a couple surveyors that spawn as well.
Access denied.
Claptrap has one really funny line there when she says, what does she say? She says, reinforcements depleted, I think she says, and Claptrap says, don't worry, baby, that happens to a lot of girls. And I thought that that was one of the funnier lines from the main campaign. So hot loaders are here, and hot loaders are dangerous, so you want to watch out for the hot loaders, obviously. Missing some shots repeatedly there, that was bad news. We'll just deal with these hot loaders with some priority. Once you knock them down, it looks like they have trouble actually getting their flame blast all the way to you, which is good because, you know, you definitely don't want to catch that fire damage over time by any means. So we're taking these guys out, acquiring some Critical Ascension. That will make it easier to deal with those guys. Unfortunately, the time between enemy spawns will be such that it will be hard to carry Critical Ascension. I'm definitely going to get out of the way of those turrets. They do eventually join our side, so I don't want to try to kill them yet, but I also don't want to be killed by them, so kind of a weird situation there. Warloaders really aren't as dangerous as hot loaders. Hopefully Claptrap gets that done pretty soon. Always hate it when my shots hit a antagonist ball. That is super aggravating when that does happen. Alright, so Claptrap got those on our side now, and that's good stuff. We'll go ahead and try to kill this surveyor real quickly. Luckily he paused for us, which made him easier to kill. Now that those turrets are on our side, not only, I mean, the fact that they'll try to deal damage to the enemies really isn't as helpful as the simple fact that they absorb a massive amount of aggro. At overpowered level 8, it's actually really easy to keep them alive because they regenerate health. One of the more difficult challenges, I'd say, in normal mode was keeping the cannons alive through this entire fight. And that's actually one of the things that gets easier at overpowered levels and Ultimate Vault Hunter in general, because they regenerate health and they stay alive a lot better through the enemy gunfire, which is a weird change that you may not expect, you know. We'll just run over a little bit of the enemy kills here, get a little bit of health back, or not health, excuse me, but ammo. So it looks like a badass loader spawned right there. Excellent. A super badass surveyor came in. So that was definitely bad news there. I want to kill that super badass surveyor before he has a chance to land another one of those triple shock balls on me. So that worked out, actually. Another super badass surveyor there. So I may try to critically injure one of these loaders so that they'll call for help from this surveyor, because that thing is the most dangerous enemy, even though he's supposed to be a support enemy. Alright, so autocannon still doing well. God damn, how many of these are going to spawn? What a terrible spawn configuration. Try to kill this thing real quick. Excellent. Hopefully none more of those things spawn. Oh my god, how many of those are we supposed to deal with? I really don't remember this being a normal spawn for this area. Luckily, I've been able to get them landing on these enemies here for a little while. Another repair surveyor, that's not any good. Okay, so I think we're almost done with this now. The autocannons are still alive, but barely. We'll go ahead and kill this badass one before our autocannons die, hopefully. I definitely need ammo and grenades. Aw, they killed my autocannon. Those bastards. That sucked. Oh well. I got one of them alive. The other one didn't survive, unfortunately. I feel bad. Damn autocannon. He tried. He gave a valiant effort. And so this will be the end of this episode. I really did not expect the multiple super badass repair surveyors like that. It was like Destruct Peak in a way. But we made it through, and the next episode will pick up here at Heroes Pass after Claptrap gets done with his little monologue. Heroes Pass during the story is kind of cool. You get to actually skip through a lot of it if you execute several skips, and that's kind of neat, and it'll get us to the Warrior and Jack a little bit quicker, who I've never fought before with Sniper Zer0. Jack, at least. I've killed the Warrior, you know, with Critical Ascension and stuff, but never really fought Jack before. I'm hoping that it's not that bad, but we'll see what happens in the next episode. As always, guys, I thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Oops, I think I messed that up. No, I did get the continue alone objective, so we're good. Alright, so the next episode will pick up right here. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I do hope to catch you next time. Bye, guys.